$500 for a single night of babysitting. That was the offer. I was a college student drowning in debt, so I didn't ask questions. I just said yes. The house was a modern mansion in the hills, glass and steel, looking down on the city lights like a fortress. Mr. and Mrs. Blackwood met me at the door. They were beautiful, polished, and terrified. Mrs. Blackwood held my hands tight. Her palms were sweating. "Thank you for coming, Sarah," she whispered. "We haven't been out in years." "It's no problem," I smiled. "Where is the little guy?" Mr. Blackwood stepped forward. He was holding a heavy set of keys. "Elias is in the basement suite," he said. His voice was serious. "He has a very rare skin condition. He is extremely sensitive to light, photophobia." He handed me the keys. "Here are the rules. They are non-negotiable. Do not turn on the lights in the basement. Not even your phone screen. Do not unlock the door. There is a slot for food. If he asks to come out, say no. No matter how much he cries, do not listen to his stories. He has a vivid imagination." "He's already fed," Mrs. Blackwood said, putting on her coat. She looked like she was fleeing a crime scene. "We will be back at 3 a.m. Just sit in the living room and watch TV. If you hear scratching, ignore it." And then they left. The heavy front door clicked shut. I was alone in the silent house. I looked at the basement door. It was a heavy, reinforced steel door, like something you'd see in a bank vault. And from behind it, I heard a soft, wet sound. Slurp, slurp. Asterisk. I sat in the living room for an hour, trying to study. But the house was too quiet. At 9 p.m., I heard a knock. 3 slow, deliberate knocks on the metal basement door. Bang, bang. I walked to the top of the stairs. "Hello," I called out. "Are you okay?" A voice drifted up from the dark. It was a small, sweet voice. A little boy's voice. "I'm lonely," Elias said. My heart broke a little. Poor kid. Locked down there in the dark while his parents went out. "I know, buddy," I said, "but your mom said you have to stay downstairs because of your skin." "My skin hurts," he whined. "It itches. Can you bring me some water? The slot is stuck." I looked at the rules. "Do not unlock the door." "I can't open the door, Elias. I'm sorry, please," he whispered. "Just a glass of water. I'm so thirsty." He started to cry. It sounded genuine. Deep, racking sobs. I bit my lip. What kind of parents lock a sick kid in a dungeon? "Okay," I said, against my better judgment. "I'll try to slide a bottle through the slot." I walked down the stairs. The air got colder with every step. I reached the metal door. The food slot was at the bottom. I crouched down. "Elias, I'm sending a water bottle through." I pushed the plastic bottle through the flap. Immediately, a hand shot out and grabbed my wrist. It wasn't a child's hand. It was cold, clammy, and incredibly strong. The fingers were too long, with extra joints. And the skin, it felt like wet leather. I screamed and yanked my arm back. The hand let go. From the other side of the door, the crying stopped instantly. Then came a low, rasping giggle. "Almost," the voice said. It wasn't a child's voice anymore. It was deep and guttural. Asterisk. I scrambled up the stairs and slammed the hallway door, locking it. I ran to the kitchen, breathing hard. My wrist was bruised. Fingerprints, 4 of them. But the spacing was wrong. The thumb was on the wrong side. I'm leaving, I whispered. Screw the money. I grabbed my bag and headed for the front door. I turned the handle, locked. I tried the deadbolt. It wouldn't budge. Then I saw the keypad on the wall. Security lockdown active. The Blackwoods had locked me in. No. I pulled out my phone to call 911. No service. Of course. Suddenly, the lights in the house flickered. BZZZT. Darkness. The power went out. The emergency lights didn't come on. The only sound was the hum of the refrigerator stopping. And then, the sound of the basement door opening. Click, creation. I had locked the hallway door, but the metal door downstairs. The electric lock must have failed with the power cut. Sarah. The voice came from the bottom of the stairs. Sarah, it's dark now. I can come out. I heard footsteps. Not 2 feet. Thump drag, like something pulling a heavy tail. I ran to the kitchen island and hid behind it, grabbing a butcher knife from the block. The footsteps reached the top of the stairs. The hallway door handle jiggled. I smell you, Sarah, the voice croaked. You smell like fear and vanilla. Asterisk, the hallway door exploded inward. Wood splinters flew across the room. I clamped my hand over my mouth, tears streaming down my face. I peered around the edge of the kitchen island. Moonlight was streaming in through the floor-to-ceiling windows. In the pale blue light, I saw Elias. He was crawling on the ceiling. He looked like a pale, emaciated human, but his limbs were twisted backward, allowing him to scuttle like a spider. His head hung upside down, swaying on a long neck. He had no eyes, just smooth, white skin, and a mouth full of needle teeth that dripped saliva onto the expensive hardwood floor. He was hunting. He turned his head. He clicked his tongue. Click, click, echolocation. He crawled along the ceiling, directly over the kitchen island. I held my breath. My lungs burned. A drop of his saliva landed on my hand. It burned like acid. I flinched. My shoe squeaked against the floor. Screech. Elias dropped from the ceiling, landing on the island right above me. He smashed his fist through the marble countertop, inches from my head. I swung the knife blindly. I felt it connect with soft meat. He howled a sound that shattered the wine glasses in the rack. I didn't wait to see what I hit. I scrambled on all fours toward the patio doors. I grabbed a heavy chair and threw it through the glass. Crash. The alarm blared. I jumped through the broken window, cutting my arms on the glass, and fell onto the grass outside. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I ran down the driveway. I didn't look back. I heard him screeching from the doorway, but he didn't follow the moonlight. Even the moonlight hurt him. I ran until I reached the main road. A taxi driver saw me bleeding, holding a knife and stopped. He took me to the police station. I told them everything. The locked door, the monster, the Blackwoods. The police went to the house an hour later. They found Mr. and Mrs. Blackwood. They had just returned home. But they didn't find Elias. They didn't find a monster. They found a confused, normal-looking 10-year-old boy sitting in the basement, crying because his skin hurt. The police looked at me like I was on drugs. "He's just a sick kid, Sarah," the officer said. "You broke into their house, destroyed their kitchen, and stabbed their son in the shoulder." They arrested me. Assault with a deadly weapon. The Blackwoods didn't press charges, though. They dropped everything. They just wanted me gone. I was released the next day. I thought I was crazy. Maybe I had imagined it. But as I was leaving the station, Mr. Blackwood was waiting for me in the parking lot. He rolled down his window. He held up a plastic bag. Inside was my phone, which I had dropped in the house. "You forgot this," he said. I walked over slowly. "Why?" I whispered. "What is he?" Mr. Blackwood smiled. It was a tired, sad smile. "He's our son, Sarah. He just changes when he's hungry." He handed me the phone. "We usually hire people no one will miss. But the agency made a mistake sending you. You're lucky you're fast." He rolled up the window and drove away. I looked at my phone. There was a new video recorded on it. It was from when I dropped it in the kitchen. The camera was facing up. It showed Elias on the ceiling. It showed him dropping down. And for a split second, it showed his face right before I stabbed him. It wasn't a boy. It was a mouth. Just a giant, gaping mouth with eyes inside the throat. I deleted the video. I moved back home with my parents. But I sleep with the lights on now. All of them.